Hi. Okay. Good heavens. All right, Meta, I got something for you. Um, Good morning.
Morning.
Um, Sorry, we're a little bit late this morning. The Book of Face wanted to mess with us a little bit and slow us down and make us a little bit crazy. But anyway, I'm Kim. This is Janice. Welcome to Soap Lady Chat, episode 3. Is it episode 3?
Episode three.
Episode 3. Okay, so today we wanted to talk to you about solid shampoo bars. This is the rage right now. White hot trend. Everybody wants solid shampoo bars for very good reason. And we'll talk about kind of what is a solid shampoo bar, what is not a solid shampoo bar, what are the benefits, things to look for on ingredients labels and stuff like that. Our next Soap Lady chat, we're going to dive a little deeper into hair care stuff because, well, we'll talk about why on this chat. But anyway, real quick first, we've had a really fun week. And if you didn't catch us on Monday morning on Huber in the Morning on 100.7, it was very cool. We got to go live with him on the air during the morning show for a little while and talk about what we do and have some fun. We did get the recordings of those breaks from the radio station, and we'll post them on our website or our YouTube channel. So if you didn't get a chance to listen, you can. It's pretty funny. There was a little talk about Fight Club. Number one rule. Anyway. So, and also the long awaited flip flop feet is
It's
now
here.
available. It's here. Oh, everybody loves this stuff. Pumice soap on one side, locally grown loofah gourd. Believe it or not, it's a gourd, not a sea critter like a lot of people think, like we used to think. Loofah on the other side, great for summertime, getting your feet ready for flip flop season. And then my mom said, "Oh, and you also flip flop the bar." And I was like, "Huh, super cool. We're genius and we didn't even know it."
You can get it in the store. You can get it on the website.
Yeah.
We'll have it everywhere.
There's 2 recipes, peppermint and lemon verbena. Lemon verbena. So anyway, let's dive right into it. Solid shampoo bars. Okay, you see these all over the place, especially online, sponsored ads on your social media, Google ads, things like this. Great. Amazing. We're starting to realize finally we need to be reducing plastics, reducing waste going into our landfill, stuff like that. So that alone is the number one reason people go after a shampoo bar. No plastic bottles, minimal environmental impact, that kind of thing. That alone, totally worth it. Let's go into a couple of other things. Okay, this is our shampoo bar, one of them. We do 4 different recipes based on your hair type and your scalp needs. This happens to be rosemary mint. It's I think it's our number one
Yeah.
selling shampoo
Most
bar.
popular.
We package them in eco-friendly packaging. This is an unbleached coffee filter, plain and simple. You can compost it, you can recycle it, you can shred it, you can whatever. There's no plastic. Ingredients label on the back tells you everything that's in it. No fancy words, no chemicals you have to translate or look up on some decoder app. Plain and simple. And we formulate our shampoo bars for different hair types. And the way we do that is choosing the fats and oils and additional goodies that go into the bar. And what I mean by additional goodies, for instance, our daily cleanse bar. We make our shampoo bars the same way we make our bar soaps. It's a cold process soap method. So we combine lye with a liquid and then add the fats and oils. We add that to the fats and oils that we choose for their properties. Every fat and oil is made up of fatty acids. We've talked about this before. The building blocks of fats are fatty acids. Those are broken down into their smallest state. Every fatty acid does a different thing in a recipe. Some contribute cleansing property, like coconut oil. Number one, coconut and babassu oil. Number one for cleansing. The more coconut oil or babassu oil you put into something, the more cleansing that product's going to be. So it also provides a lot of lather. So high level coconut oil products will be very lathery. Then there's avocado oil, extremely nourishing, very moisturizing, really good for your skin. You've got olive oil, same thing, hemp seed oil, castor oil can promote hair growth. It also helps sustain bubbles in the lather. So we put that in there for both reasons. One, because it's good for your hair, promotes hair growth, but also because it helps sustain the lather, and everybody likes good lather. And that's one of the chief complaints we hear from people about shampoo bars is, oh, I tried solid shampoo bars, but they don't lather. And
Yeah,
our
that
experience.
when we first started using shampoo bars, we got some store-bought ones, and that was one of the main problems, was you could not, you had to fight to work up a lather.
So yeah, so what we did is we fixed it. We took the things that we really liked about shampoo bars and the things we totally didn't like, and we fixed what we didn't like. I think we did a pretty good job. I personally use the Daily Cleanse bar. I'm using that right now. I go back and forth between Daily Cleanse and Wheat Germ Oil. The Daily Cleanse bar is ridiculous because I feel like I'm a big tub of Cool Whip, and it's really crazy. We'll talk about how to use a shampoo bar, but it lathers so well. It's like this big puffy foam on my head, and I'm like, okay, well, anybody who says this doesn't lather, and I have really hard water, so I've got a lot of minerals, a lot of stuff in my water. So different water types can also affect lather as well. So that's something to keep in mind. It may not necessarily be the shampoo bar you're using. It might be a combination of the shampoo bar and the water, and also how much buildup is on your head from what other products you're using. But I digress. That's a whole other thing. So, getting into it, the majority, not all of them, but the majority of solid shampoo bars out there on the market are what we call cosmetic formulations. What that means is you're using cosmetic ingredients, synthetically created ingredients, put together in very specific formulations to give you the shampoo bar. You can usually tell if a shampoo bar is a cosmetic formulation. And when I say cosmetic formulation, I'm not trying to demonize that. It's not that it's a bad thing. You just need to know what you're using, and just be an informed consumer. So cosmetic formulations, you can usually tell when you look at them that it's a cosmetic formulation bar versus what we do, a cold process soap bar. A lot of times they look like they have like rice in them. Even though there's nothing hard or textured in them, they look kind of, their color is mottled. There's like rice or whatever, it looks like rice in them, and they look like they're pressed in a mold with a little seam, because they are. You put all those ingredients together and then you put them into molds, and you can buy these. We see them on our equipment website, our equipment provider websites all the time. Shampoo bar presses, bath bomb presses, things like that. Something you got to do to mold it. So that's not what we do. We don't work with cosmetic ingredients. It's a choice we've made. You've got to really know what you're doing. In our opinion, you've got to really know what you're doing to mix synthetic ingredients and cosmetic ingredients, getting exactly the right usage amounts, all that kind of stuff, making sure you're labeling everything according to federal law, because anytime something is a cosmetic formulation, it is required to be labeled a very specific way under federal law. That doesn't mean that we don't label and that we're not careful about what we do. It's just we're not regulated. The natural soap industry is not regulated in cosmetic labeling like cosmetic products are. So you're going to, when you're making a cosmetic formulation, you need something that's going to clean the hair, and usually it's some sort of surfactant, detergent type agent. And again, not all surfactants and detergents are bad for you, okay? The big things you need to stay away from, and we're going to talk about what to look for in your shampoo bar. Stay away from sulfates. We all know this, and the majority of the shampoo companies out there, I'm not talking about ones in plastic bottles, because most of those do have some kind of sulfate in them, unless it specifically says sulfate free. But read your labels. Stay away from sulfates. They're very harsh. They will strip your hair. If you've got color treated hair or whatever, it will remove that color from your hair. That's kind of what sulfates are designed to do, to bind to things and strip them away. That is what they are meant to do. We get a lot of people who ask us if our shampoo bars are safe to use on color treated hair. Absolutely. We don't have any sulfates in there. We don't have any of the common ingredients in there that are known to strip color out of your hair. So let's back up a second and talk about the lye. We've had people get concerned about that. The fact that we use lye to make our shampoo bars. Yes, you cannot make shampoo, you cannot make soap without lye. It's not soap. It is a surfactant. It's a chemical detergent. That's how you make soap, is by mixing lye with fats and oils and letting those two things engage in a chemical process to create the cleansing power. If your soaps and shampoo bars are cold process made using lye and fats and oils, and they're well formulated and they're done correctly, there is absolutely no residual lye left over in the product at all. None. So people get very concerned. You maybe would hear ads on the TV or something for no lye relaxers or something like that. There is no lye left in the finished product. Yeah. If you have done it well and you know what you're doing in formulating, there is no excess lye left. It has been all consumed. Everything has been turned into soap and the byproduct glycerin, which we know is a good thing. And therefore, it's not like you're pouring straight lye on your head. So we just want to dissuade some of that. But going into some of the ingredients you need to look out for, and I made my notes here because there's so many words. If you're buying a shampoo bar, read the label. Know what's going on your head. Some things you need to stay away from it. And the good news is most of these shampoo bars and stuff that are out there right now, they don't have these things in it, which is great. I think that's amazing. So you want to definitely stay away from sulfates. That's the number one thing. Sulfates, parabens, methylparaben, propylparaben, butylparabens. These are known. There's the end. No, that's phthalates. They're bad ingredients. They're preservative. They're known for carcinogenic effects and things like that. So you definitely want to stay away from that. And most of these cosmetic manufacturers, now that we're becoming a little more educated, they're starting to realize we got to get rid of all this stuff. Phthalates. We talk about phthalates, phthalates, whatever.
Soap dog.
Soap dog. Those are usually found, again, as stabilizers in your fragrances. So we don't use any fragrance oil at all in our shampoo bars. And if we use a fragrance oil, a cosmetic fragrance oil in any of our soaps, we source them phthalate-free. Mm-hmm. Phthalate-free, paraben-free, formaldehyde-free. We make sure we use those. So if you're buying a shampoo that has a fragrance oil in it, make sure that that company is using phthalate-free fragrance. That is an endocrine disruptor. It can really screw with your organ systems. Alcohols in shampoo bars. Let's talk about this for just a second. Not all alcohols are bad. Cetearyl alcohol, benzyl alcohol, these are actually fatty acids. Just because it says alcohol doesn't mean that it's necessarily drying your hair. These are laboratory created fatty acids. Fatty acids are not bad things. The ones you want to stay away from are propanol, ethanol, isopropyl alcohol. Those are the things we all think of. Isopropyl alcohol, you clean your thermometer with it, it smells real. That's what you want to stay away from. Also formaldehydes. You'll know it's not going to say formaldehyde on your ingredients label. The most common one is quaternium 15. These are preservatives. Again, we don't use any preservatives in our shampoo bars. Everything, all of the ingredients we put in we're getting the fatty acid profiles, we're getting the properties we want in our shampoo bars by the fats and oils we choose. So when you read one of our ingredients labels, coconut milk, we like to use that. Coconut oil, olive oil, shea butter, sunflower oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil, hemp seed oil. We're getting the fatty acids we want by using the actual raw form oil or butter to get those fatty acids. So,
and the essential oils we use are there for the hair and scalp properties, not so much for the fragrance.
Right. So rosemary, peppermint, eucalyptus, we really like those. They're very stimulating for the scalp. People know you use rosemary oil and castor oil in a scalp treatment. It's supposed to promote hair growth. So, we choose them for the properties. Yeah, they smell good. My husband particularly likes this one because he swims a lot, and he says this is the one that gets the chlorine smell out of his hair. So that's awesome. But we choose our essential oils in the shampoo bars for their properties, not necessarily to be all smell good. The last thing we'll talk about, the last ingredient is retinol palmitate, okay, which is a synthetic source of vitamin A. So it's a synthetically created vitamin A. Again, if you want to look up what these things do, there's plenty of websites out there and apps out there to do that. And the very last one is dimethicone. So if you see something that says that your shampoo is silicone free, whatever, that's great. Not all silicones are bad. We'll talk about that in our next Soap Lady chat on your other hair care products, but dimethicone is the big one. It's in a lot of shampoos and hair products that are made for dry or frizzy hair because it is a non-water soluble silicone. Non-water soluble silicone means it doesn't wash out unless you use some kind of clarifying or stripping treatment for your hair. We'll talk about that more in detail next time. But again, benefits of a solid shampoo bar. How many people travel and worry about how many ounces of liquid you can take on a plane?
The other good one
Not a
is
problem.
if you go camping, you don't have to worry about bottles tilting and falling over and then spilling liquid everywhere. It's a less mess way to travel. You don't have to worry about bottles leaking in your luggage, that sort of thing.
And the other thing too is, I can't speak to other shampoo bars, but ours personally, it is a really good value. When you go to the store and buy a big bottle of shampoo, one, are you having to wash every day because your hair gets greasy in between? Another thing we'll talk about next time. Or can you wash only once or twice a week because your hair's not getting stripped? You're not getting the weird excess scalp oil and things like that. But also, these bars last forever. We probably should figure out a way to reformulate that. But, I used to spend $45, $50 for a bottle of shampoo that would last me 1 month.
Yeah.
And then I've got that plastic container to throw away. So this bar, I shampoo once or twice a week, sometimes a little more frequently if I'm really sweating a lot and being gross, but I don't need to shampoo more than that. My hair doesn't get oily. My hair, I don't get stinky scalp or anything like that. This bar will last me 5, 6 months sometimes. It's crazy because a little bit goes a really long way. So you get good value. You're getting, with us, all natural ingredients. We're not using a cosmetic formulation. So if that is important to you and your ingredients are important to you and you don't want to have to get a decoder ring to figure out what your label says, you can't beat a natural soap bar. But again, not all of them are created equal. It's all about the formulations. And we would encourage anybody to try it before they decided all shampoos are terrible or all shampoos are great. It's very different. Like Janice said at the beginning, we used a lot of other store-bought shampoos or even buying them from other cold process makers, and there were things we just didn't like about it. So we decided to change it. And we're very, very happy with what we've created. We've put a lot of time and effort into that.
And we've tested them on multiple different hair types. We've had everybody we could find that had a different hair type. When we formulated these, we gave them samples and had them try it and tell us what they liked or didn't like about it. So we've got 4 different shampoo bars, and whatever kind of hair type you have, there's one that will work for you.
Yep. And there is a bit of a transition period that happens when you come off a surfactant detergent shampoo to a natural cold process shampoo bar like what we do, and we will dive into that a little bit more on the next Soap Lady chat. We like to tell people we also provide tech support for the transition to shampoo bars, and we have fielded several emails with people with questions and concerns and didn't know, and so we have conversations with people who are looking to move to a natural shampoo bar and get off the store-bought things. There is a much bigger conversation that needs to take place there. There's a whole list of what else are you using on your hair? And then that helps us kind of tailor your assistance and transition to a natural shampoo bar. But again, in 2 weeks, we're going to do another Soap Lady Live. We're going to continue this talk about hair care because it's a big thing. Talk about how to transition to a solid shampoo bar, what to be looking for, and the other products that you use in your hair that can affect how easily or how difficult the transition to a shampoo bar will be. Yeah. I had a difficult transition, used a lot of stuff in my hair. Her, not so much. So we'll talk about that more in depth next time. But again, we appreciate you joining us. And if you've got any questions, have any suggestions on what you'd like to know more about, please drop it in the comments or send us an email, drop us a DM, something. Let us know what your questions and concerns are and what you might like to hear more about. And we look forward to talking to you again in, what did Chuck Woolery say? 2 and 2. Anyway, wow, I just really did. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
right. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we will be posting this on our YouTube channel, and it will also be available to rewatch on our actual Facebook page later on. Again, our YouTube channel is just Goose Ridge Soaps. All of our social media handles, everything Goose Ridge Soaps. Look us up, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.